Hello and welcome back to another video on the Recipe and to another edition of NXT Out of 10. It's a big episode of NXT today. We've got lots on the card, including Blake Monroe signing her NXT contract, Jordan Grace battling Lola Vice, and Tia Hale against Jada Parker in kind of a ladies' night edition of NXT. And we started things off with Jada Parker against Tia Hale. An Evolution Eliminator, Hale attacked her from behind. However, Parker turned the tables on her and rolled her into the ring so the ref could call for the bell. Despite Hale's intensity, she was giving up a lot of size and power to her opponent. She used her quickness and agility effectively to keep the fight even, but whenever Parker was in control, she felt more dominant. They used a lot of energy and enthusiasm to counteract the lack of polish on their work. Some of their moves looked less than ideal, but they were performing everything with such intensity it helped keep the crowd invested. Hale felt Parker tap out, but the ref didn't see it. This allowed Parker to hit her finisher after the hold was released and score the win. A decent match, but the finish needs to be replayed to make it make sense. So yeah, I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. Just maybe didn't click. Before we got Kalani Jordan versus Lash Legend in the next contest in a Evolution Eliminator. Despite being a smaller competitor, Jordan took control out of the gate. We returned from a break to see Jordan counter suplex Cradle for a 2 count. This is a competitive encounter that got better as time went on. They had a couple of minor missteps in the early moments, but found their groove and learned into their strength. Legend focused on power moves while Jordan used her agility to keep her off balance. After countering a couple of finisher attempts, Legend got hers to get the win. A few that WWE should keep in its back pocket because they have some solid chemistry. So yeah, I'd definitely look forward to seeing that again at some point. So 6 out of 10. Before we got Trick Williams, Wesley and AJ Francis taking on Elijah, Josh Briggs and Inamura. And Tony D demanded to know what happened between Stax and Crucifino in the desert before that. Luca repeated the same story as before and denied being a kind of ally to Stax. Before Stax came out and tried to entice Luca to turn on Tony D. Luca and Tony tried to fight off his cronies together, but Luca accidentally took down Stax with a big right hand, while Stax started losing to the usual misunderstandings in the situation. We can all see where that's going. Before we got that match, Wesley was replacing injured Navarro, and Lee started off against Imrora and tried to hit some leg kicks, but Imrora was too powerful and took him down with ease. This is powerful stars and one high flyer, so we got interesting combination of opponents throughout the match. Lee being easy to everyone to pick up made his time in the ring the most entertaining because it was like getting tossed around while nothing was happening. A bit of a surprising outcome. Imrora pinned Williams to get the win for his team. So yeah, I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. I thought it was a solid enough match, and yeah, a bit of a shock result too as well, and add some more intrigue of what we're doing with the whole TNA title. It was then Zarya versus Izzy Dane, the third Evolution Eliminator. And yeah, Sol Rooker, Sean Spears and Nico Vance were all ringside. Dane tried to win right away with a roll-up, but Zarya kicked out, regrouped and started unloading with big right hands. Zarya is a powerful competitor, but it's easy to forget that Dane's roughly the same size until you see them next to each other. What could have easily been booked as a one-sided bout ended up being competitive. Neither woman had a clear advantage over the other, so the outcome wasn't as easy to predict as some other matches on the card. Paxley distracted Zarya by hugging Rooker from behind and freaking her out, which opened the door for Dane to hit a spine buster for the win. 6 out of 10. We then got Lola Vice versus Jordan Grace in the final Evolution Eliminator, and the winner would take on Dame, Legend and Parker in a four-way next week. Vice took control early and seemed to have Grace's number. She hit a hard running hip strike in the corner to show cut to the break. We returned to see the Juggernaut beginning to make a comeback, and she cancelled the submission by picking Vice up and dropping her on her back. This was one of the best of the 4 elimination matches we got this week. Vice looked great here, but it was Grace who ended up scoring the win. These two need to meet again because they only scratched the surface here, but yeah, you can tell it's a great match, and I think definitely the right decision for Grace to win. So yeah, 7 out of 10. The show ended with Monroe coming out to sign her contract with NXT General Manager Ava. The new signing called NXT the best women's division in the world and said WWE has always been her dream. Face of Influence showed up and got into a fight with Monroe. Fallon Henley and Jason Jane put her through a table while Ava watched in frustration. Having a brand new superstar getting taken out in what was only a second appearance was a bit surprising, but it definitely set down the line down for that match with Jane. Unfortunately, there wasn't much else to get invested in here. The show segment was short and didn't really make Monroe look great. So yeah, questions to be honest. And overall, NXT this week get a 5 out of 10 for me. I mean, obviously I understand the Evolution coming up, but it just felt, I don't know, it's a bit too samey this week's show with getting all of the tournament matches. Maybe it could have been spread on over 2 weeks because yeah, I didn't really feel like there was a lot going on except for that this week, and yeah, just maybe focused too much on one thing. That's really it for this video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, follow us on our socials, link in the description below for daily wrestling news, meme and content. Subscribe to our other channels on screen right now, that'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.